Okay, this tutorial is called Create Outlines, and this is how we're going to customize font. So I'm already made some words here, and I'm going to make another one. Oops. And I'm going to start by showing you different things that you can do. Okay, so with this tool, when we normally have font, you can see that each letter is uneditable. They're the way that they are, they're the way that they look is fine. And I can tell that it's font because it has this solid line underneath. So what we're going to do is we're going to change it from font to shape. So instead of it being an H, an O, and a T, it's two vertical shapes with a horizontal bar in the middle, and it's a circular shape with the negative space inside, and a horizontal shape and a vertical shape. So instead of it being H, O, and a T, it becomes just shapes or lines. So to do that, I go to the type and I go to create outlines. Once I do this, I cannot change the spelling. I cannot change the font that I've chosen. If I decided I wanted a sans serif font, I am out of luck. I'm going to start over. So you'll notice that as soon as I do that, instead of now having the solid bar underneath and indicating that it is font, I now have lots and lots of anchor points. I'm just going to zoom in here so I can show them to you. So what's really cool now is if I go and get the sub-selection tool, and just like any shape, if I can now customize, the shape by pulling the different anchor points away. I'm trying to make this look like a flame, and I'm not doing a very good job. Oh, wonderful. So it's really cool. You can really customize something. You could make something appear like it's dripping, or in this case, really bad flames. So one thing that's going to help is to change the color. So previously, if I had changed the color of the font, I could have done that each letter. I could have indicated a different one, but this time I'm actually going to be able to add a gradient because it's no longer font, it's now shapes. So with them selected, oh, and I can also, sorry, with the sub-selection tool, I can also move individual letters into different orientations. So I can make them no longer on the same plane. So with them all selected and my gradient, I'm going to drag colors down. It looks awful right now. I promise it will look slightly better later. And drag my other colors off. And now I have hot letters. And what's cool is if I go get my gradient tool, I can also change the direction of the gradient, and now they're all syncing together and it looks super awesome. Okay, same thing with cold, basically. I could go and I could add in points, subtract points. I can make it a blue gradient and make it actually look cold. The other thing that I wanted to show you actually is the Pathfinder. So I'm going to go ahead and go type, create outlines. Now I'm going to go get the sub-selection tool. I've actually overlapped them. Once I have them overlapped, I'm going to go get that Pathfinder tool and I'm going to add them together. Now I'm going to go and do this. So that's really cool. By changing the outline in the fill, I've now created this linked lettering that is actually linked, and you can tell because the outlines are actually joined. One more thing to show you. The matrix. Does anyone ever seen the matrix? So I'm going to go in, I'm going to change it from font to letters. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a whole bunch of straight lines. And I am going to cut up this like crazy. Now my lines are disappearing, but don't worry, they're still there. And you need to go all the way through the letters from top to bottom to make this work. Okay. So I promise you all that they're all there, and if I actually select, you can see all my lines are actually there. I'm now going to go to the Pathfinder divide tool. Now with my sub-selection tool selected, I can actually click off and I can actually pull these apart to make it look like it's been fractured. And if you ever saw, the titles for the Matrix movie, this is kind of the effect. They had them sort of looking fractured, and it was really cool. I'm just pulling these pieces apart. Again, you'd still want to make sure that it's legible, so you don't want to pull them too far apart, but you can go in and really divide up these shapes so that they're no longer attached. And then I could go and do something really cool, again with a gradient. This time that the matrix was a green color scheme. Pull off these other colors. And why am I getting... So what's happening is some of my negative space has gotten the color. So what I might do is just do individual ones. So I can just gonna, with my sub-selection tool, choose different colors of green, which will be easier. Okay, so I can customize it that way. All right, so there is Pathfinder Divide, Pathfinder Add, and doing custom gradients with the Create Outlines tool.